Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Married to Medicine Season 5, Episode 11, The Heavenlywed Game. So, this was a good episode. It was a frustrating one, but it was a good one. So, it officially starts off with Mariah. Mariah is talking to her husband, and, hold on, because I want to get, sidebar, Aiden looks like he just came from work. Mariah's like, so why didn't you, let me know that you were working later so that I'm all cutesy now and we're just gonna go and have drinks here? But okay. I said, Mariah, stop it. Mariah. Anyway, Heavenly is talking to her spiritual advisor, and Heavenly's again saying, oh, I slipped and I called that woman's mother a B again. I know the Lord is disappointed in me, but no. And I'm like, yeah, because you keep doing the same stuff over. And I'm sorry, at this point, it's intentional. Like, let's stop acting like it's not. I understand why you were upset. Oh, trust me, I understand why you were upset. So I'm not one of those that's like, oh, there was absolutely no reason for her to be even upset. Yes, there was. But for her to consistently go down that route is a problem. And of course, Mariah's saying, look, Heavenly with this whole call someone a B thing, it is too much. It's too much calling my mother a B. Like, we're not doing that. Mothers and children already said that's off limits. And I'm like, okay, we got that, but we still need to discuss the elephant in the room. At some point, Curtis comes over to see Jackie, and it's because they're having a therapy session. So they sit down with the therapist, and they're starting to discuss the breakdowns in their marriage. And a lot of it was communication and consideration of time and making time. And the whole time Jackie's face was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Oh, I don't even want to do this right now. Oh, I don't even want to do this right now. I don't even do this right now. But when I believe at one point he talked about how, the therapist talked about how at this point we don't need to rehash the past, because we're just trying to move forward, and sometimes that heeds the process of moving forward. And I said, just like how Jackie had that look of, now did Curtis pay you off or something? Because this feels like some type of, men unite type of thing. That's the look that she was giving me. But Jackie told him that I need to know what led up to this so that we could potentially work on making sure that at least those situations aren't there. If something happens, then it's on him again, just like how it was the first time. But I need to be aware, fully aware, because if we don't communicate well, and we're just saying we're just going to move forward and this is what we're going to do differently. No. Because Curtis talked about, I had an indiscretion and it was with this, with this other woman. And, that was it. There's nothing else. And Jackie had that look of, I want details. I want details of everything, because this whole thing of you even getting to the point of doing this, like, I don't know if I can rock. I don't know if I can rock. Now, I don't know if Jackie has rescinded the divorce papers yet, but I think as of now, they're still married. But oh my gosh. I have to rewind. No, I'll put it at the beginning of this episode, what happened with Simone. Okay. So we see that Dr. Heavenly, she's getting ready for her trip. Darren, he won't be able to come until a little bit later, and we didn't know that at the time. It was funny because, of course, on his father's side, I believe, they're from the Bahamas, from the Caribbean, and he's bringing jeans, like heavy jeans. And I'm thinking, Dr. Heavenly, they do wear jeans in the Caribbean. You'll see a bunch of Jamaicans, in 90-degree weather wearing jeans, shorts, jeans. Anyway, Mariah is coming on the trip. And Heavenly talked to Mariah, and she apologized. And Mariah accepted and said that she would come. I said, okay, this is the mess I'm talking about. Why is that so smooth? Why is that so smooth? Is it because Mariah realized where it's coming from and who it's coming from? So she was just like, you know what? If this is what it means to be around the other ladies because I want to have fun with group, then I'm just going to go for it. I said, okay. I'm not going to say it's mature by any standards because I know how they both feel about each other. Like Heavenly said, she doesn't hate Mariah. I'm sure Mariah doesn't hate Heavenly. She just dislikes some of her ways. And Heavenly the same way. And things can get blown up. And I think this is a moment where things got blown up multiple times and people kept butting in and telling them they had to go and say this. They had to go this with each other. And then their natural reactions were what we saw. And so that's where they're like, look, I really don't have an overall issue with you. As long as you're cool, I'm cool. I don't know why it's so hard to say that when we're around other people who have thoughts, views, and opinions. Oh, there it is. That's why. So now, Aurora is telling Dr. Heavenly, you can't be wearing these, these cold shoulder shirts and having your sleeves out. They too ashy. I said, That is Dr. Heavenly's sound voice of reason. So now everyone's letting their hair out, literally. Everyone's coming through with a slightly different do for this vacation. I said, okay, less serious. The husbands are coming. Dr. Darren, his passport expired somehow the same day as Dr. Heavenly's, even though they originally got theirs at the same time. So he's there getting a new one as we speak, and he'll be there within a day. I said, okay. So Mariah's there, Toya's there, and they thought it was Quad coming out, but no, it was Simone. Simone's wearing a little heel, change up the hair. It's like, look at you. And look who Simone brought aside from Cecil. Curtis. I said, not today. Jackie had the look of, so I was just talking about two seconds ago how happy I was going on this couple's trip by myself this time around, and then this happened. Okay, all right. Curtis is all happy to be around the group. Toya is giving Curtis the nastiest, not nasty, but the, hey dude, like, you screwed over my friends, so screw you, but hey. And then, you saw Eugene, because Curtis was trying to go and dap up Eugene, and Eugene said, no, I'm cool. I said, that's the realest thing I've seen on this show in a minute. The realest thing. Because in real life, even if I'm like, you ain't ish, I will go and kill you with kindness. But, and sometimes that makes them feel worse. That's the petty part of me smart enough to know that could happen. So I'm like, but when Eugene, it was just like, nah, no. I appreciate that. I really did, especially coming from one of the guys, especially with what he was saying about the whole cheating thing a little while ago. Anyway, and Jackie, she said, you know what, this is fine. The reason why he was invited was because Dr. Simone figured, this is a couple's trip. You two are trying to get to a better place, so why not see if it can really happen or not? So I said, okay, fair enough. Everyone's in the Bahamas now. They got on, I borderline want to call it a trolley. I almost want to call it the trolley. So they're on this open air bus, and they're like, where's the AC? What's going on? Heavenly 2 seconds in, it's like, look, even though her husband isn't here, she just wants to have a good time. You mother effers. I said, this is Heavenly. This is Heavenly, so we're not going to make a big deal out of it. But that mouth is reckless. It is reckless. I know that's partially why we like her. So then we get there to the hotel, and they have a performance piece going. So I said, okay, Heavenly's trip's going well so far. Then it's starting off really fun. So the women are dancing, they're grinding, they're in there. It's like Mama Africa / Caribbean garb. I said, look at the bombshell now. No. So they shaking it. We're watching. They're shaking it on each other. They're shaking it on the ladies. I said, husbands, get behind your wives. Don't get trapped. And then here goes Curtis. So Jackie's trying to be like, whoa, hey. She's trying to go and say, hey, chill out. All right now. Curtis is like, hey. I said, no, that's what got you in trouble the first place. What are you doing? Optics, dude. Optics. I would have ran so fast like, hey. So we get to the rooms, and all the rooms are nice. All the rooms are nice. The only room that was questionable was Dr. Jackie and Cecil's, because he wasn't originally invited, so it was 2 full-size beds. And the family's like, look, it's not like they're going to be sleeping with each other anyway, so I figured, so I'm thinking at some point someone was going to get that room anyway. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm guessing she was like, oh, Jackie's just going to be fine with this. Why couldn't they just give her a nice, like, queen-size bed instead of... Anyway. But we're harping. We're harping on little things because, again, the setup is nice. The food looks good. The rum was right. And things were going well. And then there were 2 groups, though. So then they... So then Toya wanted to start a dialogue about cheating and about the fact that Curtis is here and how the group feels, or how part of the group feels about cheating. And Toya was just like, she was asking Aiden. She wasn't asking Mariah, she was asking Aiden. So if your wife of today cheated on you, do you think you would stay? And he said no, because he feels like when women cheat, it's different than men, and the reason for cheating is different. So that's why I'd be like, whoa, you did that? Okay, no, it's over. And that's how a lot of people, men and women, think about women versus men cheating. Now, Mariah is just like, no, because I think at some point, I think Toya or someone was saying, or Eugene was saying how, you know, under normal circumstances, I said, what? Well, he said, well, you know, for their situation is different and people's situation, she's different. Obviously, it's wrong, but there is a reason why it happened. And Ryan said, no, let's be very clear. I did not do anything to you that warranted you cheating on me. She was just putting out there, period. Because at one point, Contessa looked like she was nodding like, yeah, you're right, men ain't-ish. Yeah, when women cheat, it's different. Yeah, I'm saying, is that just editing? Am I saying? Because then she was also nodding for what Mariah said. I said, okay, pick a side. Unless that was editing messing with this whole situation. So then we get to the inside, which is, and again, with Eugene's answer and response, I'm looking at him like, so you're, I guess, trying to look like, hey, I'm on my wife's side, so that's why I can't be on your side, Curtis. But the moment you actually ask about my opinion, it sounds like I'm siding and somewhat understanding of how someone could. Anyway, we get into the inside where Dr. Simone, Quad, and Dr. Jackie are talking. And so this is where it's Quad's time to shine. Quad wants to go and just, you know, say how her marriage is in trouble, is in turmoil. Communication is a major part of the issue. He doesn't hear me. He doesn't understand. And so then when Greg was trying to, you know, kiss Quad and was trying to be physically affectionate, she said, look, that's great and that's cool, but I'm not crying. I'm not doing any of that. So I'm just venting how I feel. And this, I appreciate it, but it's not this type of affection I need. I said, okay, now I'm starting to feel like we're playing games, because maybe part of the issue is that both of you are bad communicators. You can't say the word affection. Someone gives you the physical, and then you say you need the mental. Well, you were saying you didn't feel like he was affectionate, period, aside from monetary things, because this started when Curtis was saying how started with Curtis and Jackie, and the whole time I'm thinking, this is the problem, because this is a reality show, but we haven't seen Quad and her husband interact too much. We're just looking at this like, what are you talking about? We understand what you mean, but we're just looking like, where is this coming from? Is it just because of over the years you thought it would change? Like, what is it? So now it's time for everyone to sit together, and the scene was pretty much taken up, and things got weird because Toya, I think jokingly, she was like walking past, or slowly walking past Cecil, and then she kind of stopped, and then Cecil grabbed Toya by the waist. I was just like, just sit here, it's fine. And Toya was kind of like, yeah, whatever, this is me thing. And I'm thinking, is this a test? Is this a trick? Because this can't be real right now. This doesn't look like it makes any sense. Dr. Jackie didn't care. It's like, they're acting like fools. Like whatever, it's not a big deal. But later on, we see how Toya really felt about that moment. So now it's time for everyone to finally go and change and get ready, and because it's nighttime. So Toya talks to Mariah and lets Mariah know she felt a certain way about how Curtis handled that. It was like, you're currently in a situation where, for cheating, or maybe for being too playful and all of that. And then we hear why Toya is so affected by this, because she's like, because her father cheated, she just has this huge thing about being in a marriage, a committed relationship, and someone cheating on you. I said, that's real, but why episodes ago it almost made it sound like you were like, you weren't condoning cheating, but you were like, I don't know if I would leave. But maybe she's looking at it like Dr. Jackie's like a big sister slash parent figure of sorts, and so it's like seeing her mom getting cheated on, and that's why it hurts her. So it's different than if it was like just a personal experience where she may or may not leave her husband. If that were to happen, oh, she would beat his butt. That's probably why the marriage will be over. I can see that. So now everyone's at dinner time. Everyone looks very comfortable. The dresses, the shirts, they're flowing, and everyone's actually dancing with each other. Quad comes on time. They were like, what? Look, Quad said, I don't have the mess. Quad came on time because she didn't want to stay in that hotel room with Greg. She was ready to go. She was ready to go. Everyone's dancing, have a good time. The men are like, how long is this going to last? I don't know. Toya talks to Simone and asks Simone, well, what do you think about what Curtis did and how he handled that? It's like, well, I don't think that was the smart thing to do with what he's currently doing, but I don't think it's your job to go and muddy the waters right now. And that's the same thing Mariah told her. Mind you, this is the same thing Mariah told her. So then Quad comes through, and that conversation starts to go as well. And Quad also says, look, everyone's marriage is different. You don't want to go. And again, everyone's trying to tell her you do not want to go and put your foot out there for Jackie to trip on, and then she'll go and kick you in response instead of kicking her husband. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hope you understood that metaphor. Now, that really wasn't a metaphor, but you know what I'm saying. They bless the food. They eat the food. Oh, that food looked good. Them shrimp, that fish. It was a little weird because Mariah said, you know, this is great. Everything's been going great so far. So I hope you stay this nice once your husband gets here, Heavenly. I said, I know it was a joke. I know it was a joke. And Heavenly treated it as a joke. Heavenly had that look of, ooh, I want to come back. But, okay, was there an actual reason to come back? No, it was clearly a joke. Calm down. Calm down. So Heavenly wants to do their version of a newlywed game. So she's asking them a series of questions. And, you know, how fast do you guys have, you know, describe your time in between the sheets, slow and steady or fast and furious? You know, who's better in bed? Who said I love you first, who, a bunch of who, what, where, when, and, excuse me, where, and I'm just, Curtis and Jackie, they were having a decent enough time. So I said, okay, that's nice. The people who were having issues was Quad and Eugene. I didn't expect for them to have it that bad. It was really bad. It was really bad. They weren't even having fun with it. At one point, Quad, she kept taking a sip of that glass. At one point, I was like, Quad, are you starting to slur? Is it that bad? Is it that bad? Because I couldn't understand her at one point. And they were just being really petty. And Eugene was saying something about how, the first time they did it, he was just happy that he paid for her wax. She said she didn't want to do it. I said, I'm sorry, not Eugene. Greg. I said, really? Really? In front of this is something you say. Just who would it? Why? Because they're going through something. So Dr. Heavenly said that Cecil and Jackie won. I said, they were together a long time, so I guess that works. I'm not sure if I believe it, but whatever. So afterwards, Heavenly's trying to see, because Heavenly was trying to gauge how in sync the couples were, and she saw that Quad and Greg needed a lot of work and needed a lot of help. I said, oh, okay, that's cool. All right, that's cool. So Toya speaks with Dr. Jackie, and Toya asked her, so what'd you feel about Curtis going and, grabbing me by the waist and saying, oh, here, just sit right here, and it was his lap or whatever. How'd you feel about that? She said, honestly, I didn't feel anyway because it's you. I mean, because you're my friend, and around my friends, there's no issues. I trust you guys. And so Toya made a good point. She was like, yeah, but I want you to get to the point where you trust him. I said, Toya, that's going to take time if it happens. But I know what you're trying to say. I know how you really feel. You're like, he did this once. I don't think that you two are going to change so much drastically so where this relationship will make sense and also work. But we'll see. And that's it. That's it. But Toya made another good point about how Jackie needs a man that's right for her and emotionally available for where she is in life right now. That's not exactly how she said it, but that's what she meant. So please like, comment, subscribe, come back.